Okay, in the last video, we left off with this example. We just sort of started talking about dividing by 10, dividing by 100, dividing by 1,000. So let's take a review and look at divide by 10, 1 0 equals 1 place. Divide by 100, there's 2 zeros. Because, now you need to know the y here. This is the y I told you I would be answering. It's divide by 10, divide by 10 again. This is what dividing by 100 is. So that means you move your digits 2 places. When we get to the divide by 1,000, the 1,000 has these 3 zeros. Why? Because we're dividing by 10, divide by 10, that's 1 0, 2 zeros. Divide by 10 again, the third zero. So what we know about this right here on our place value chart is if each time we divide by 10, we're moving our digit 1 place. So that means to divide by 1,000, we're moving it 3 places. Now, the interesting thing about this is if we're dividing, notice our digit is moving to the right. So digit goes that direction. There's our arrow to the right. Now, over here, let's say we're multiplying. If I'm multiplying by 10, it still has this 1 0, the 1 place, just like we've shown the relationship on our place value chart. And here, times 100 is 2 zeros. So we're moving 2 places. The digit moves 2 places. If we multiply by 100, because it's times 10 times 10. 10 times 10 equals 100. If we're multiplying by 1,000, we are moving 3 places because this is times 10 times 10 times 10. 10 times 10 is 100. 100 times 10 is 1,000. Now, the difference here is the direction the digit will move. Notice I am talking about the digits that will move. Okay, that's very important. I don't want you to get confused. We're moving the digit because the digit is what is changing in value. The digit is increasing in value when we multiply by whole numbers, and the digit is getting smaller and reducing in value when we divide by whole numbers. So this is our thought and our why. So let's do another example keeping this right here, these thoughts here in mind. Let's take that same 628, but this time we're going to divide it by 100. How many places will the decimal point move? I'm sorry, how many places will the digit move? We're not moving decimal points anymore. How many places will the digit move? Because the digit is what's changing in value. That's right, 2 places. So let's go ahead and do it on our place value chart, and then we'll do it in our notes together. So we have 628. And we said we're going to divide this by 100. So like you said, make sure you can see it. Okay. Like you said, you're moving each digit 2 places. So the 8 goes over 1, 2. Dividing, remember, dividing the digit is moving to the right. Then we move the 2, 2 places, times 100, divided by 100. The 600s divided by 100 needs to move 2 places, 1, 2. So I'm taking each digit's value and dividing it by the 100. So we now have 6 and 28 hundredths. So let's go ahead and come over here and take a look at this. Okay, if we were going to do it on a place value chart, we would make our place value chart. We started with 628. So we'll start with our hundreds. Then we have our tens. Then we have our ones. Our decimal point. Our tenths. Our hundredths. Now I want you to put the thousandths on this for the next example so you don't have to redraw this whole chart again. So let's go ahead and put our thousandths on here. Remembering these are our whole numbers over here, these are our parts over here. So we started with 628. Let's write that in our place value chart, 628. Now what I'm going to show is that when I divide each digit's value by 100, it moves 2 places. So because I'm going to do 2 examples on here, I'm going to go to the next box. So I go, this is tenths is 1 place, hundredths is 2 places. So my 8 moves to 8 hundredths. The value of 8 ones divided by 100 is 8 hundredths. Let's take 2 tens, which is 20. 20 divided by 100, or 2 tens divided by 100 moves 1 place, 2 places, and equals 2 tenths. Now I need to put the decimal point in, and I go to my 600. 600 divided by 100 is 6. We move this 1 place, that's divided by 10, divide by 10 again, and my 6 is here. For 6 and 28 hundredths. So let's go ahead and put this answer up here. 6 and 28 hundredths. Okay, so that you can see the next example on our place value chart, I'm going to go ahead and change colors again. Let's do something bright and fun. So bright and fun pink. So the next number that we're going to start again with our 628. But this time we're going to divide it by 1,000. So let's go ahead and jump back to our place value chart. Let's actually move our tiles. Let's start with 628. And we want to divide this by 1,000. Dividing means I am moving my digits to the right because my digits are getting less in value when I divide them by a whole number. So I take the 8 and I divide it by 1,000. So 1,000 is divide by 10, that's 1 time. Divide by 10, that's 2 times. Divide by 10, that's 3 times. And notice, here's my hint right here, 3 zeros. I 1, 2, 3, double check it. So 8 divided by 1,000 is 8 thousandths. Let's move to the next digit. The value of 2 tens is 20. 20 divided by 1,000. So 1,000, 3 places. It's divide by 10, divide by 10, divide by 10. So here's my first, divide by 10, divide by 10, second, divide by 10, 3. So 1,000 has 3 zeros, double checking. My 2 should be in the hundredths place. So 2 tens divided by 1,000 is 2 hundredths. 20 divided by 1,000 is 2 hundredths. Just different ways of saying the exact same thing. Let's go ahead to our 6 divided by 1,000, yeah. So we're dividing by 1,000, so 6 hundredths divided by 1,000. Remember, 1,000 has 3 zeros. So I'm going to have to move it 3 places. 1, 2, 3. That was divide by 10, divide by 10, divide by 10. So 600 divided by 1,000 is 6 tenths. We did each digit on its own. Now let's put it all together, and what we have is 628 divided by 1,000 equals 628 thousandths. And we can see each digit moved 3 places to make the number smaller. Because when we divide by a whole number, the number value gets smaller. And 628 thousandths has no holes at all. It's all parts. Where 628 has whole numbers. So you can see the value got smaller there. When we look at it on the place value chart, let's go ahead and take it up here. And we put the 628 in the place value chart. The 8 moved, so we use arrows because we don't have little tiles to move around. So we take our 8 and we use an arrow to show how we're moving it all the way over to the thousandths place. That was our 1, 2, 3 places. Then we take the 2 and we show we're moving it 1 place, 2 places, 3 places. We draw the arrow when we get to that 3rd place and we drop the number in. The 6, 1, 2, 3 places, and we drop the 6 in, bring the decimal point down. And that's how we can show our work and our thoughts and communicate what we are doing on a place value chart when we divide by 1,000.